Coming up on the DMC Upside, the Del Mar College Board of Regents got a first-hand look at the progress of the music building expansion. We'll take you there.
The 8th Annual Natural Sciences Student Poster Session introduced us to students who participated in summer internships. We'll show you how.
Del Mar College took part in a march celebrating the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
Del Mar now has a new face. Del Mar College and KED TV held a panel discussion on the PBS documentary Latino Americans, and Hypnopalooza is back on campus. We also have movie reviews this month along with our regular segment Board Watch.
Hello and welcome to the DMC Upside. I'm Carlos Garanzuay.
And I'm Emily Gonzalez. We've got the latest news and information about Del Mar College.
The Del Mar College Regents got a first-hand look at the progress of the music building expansion. This $8.2 million project was approved by the Regents last year.
On July 13th, 2013, Del Mar College's Board of Regents toured the music building, which is currently under construction, to get an early peek of the expansion's progress.
We are taking the Board of Regents for Del Mar College on a tour of our newly renovated and new, almost finished music facilities. I've been here for 2 years, and I know it was going on, being proposed and talked about a long time before that. So for many, many years, our faculty has waited to get new facilities, so we're very excited.
The Regents approved the $8.2 million construction contract at last year's July Board of Regents meeting for the music building's addition and remodeling.
The project represents about half of what the music department has on their long-term wish list. There's a master plan that shows yet another addition, and then it significantly enhances the identity of the music building from the interior of the campus. Previously, the front door, so to speak, of the music department was kind of facing Ayers Street, and to the core of the campus it was sort of without much of an identity. This is going to be quite the contrary. It's going to create a very strong presence right to the core of the campus.
The Regents were shown the newest additions, such as the rehearsal hall, 2 sound recording studios, several classrooms, and the curved entryway with outdoor space for performances.
It's designed to encourage almost spontaneous use of the exterior space for musicians just to play or to practice if they want to do so outdoors. It would be nice if they did and people could enjoy their play. And of course the building is configured to create a backdrop both acoustically and visually, and then just its position as sort of the nexus of the campus. It's very central to the campus. Hopefully it'll just come alive. That's the plan.
And another reveal was the Wolf Recital Hall, which is receiving some finishing touches as it prepares for a full fall season.
In the very near future, we have a recital plan to commemorate and honor the memory of Mike Anzaldúa. I believe that's in October, I think on the 25th. We are making plans to coordinate with KEDT and broadcast some of our recitals over the radio. Finally, we will have a grand opening at some point in time early in the spring semester when we'll celebrate and offer tours and just have a great time with people from the public, anybody who's interested in coming.
For more information on the music program at Del Mar College, go online to www.delmar.edu/music or call 361-698-1211. We're taking a short break, but don't go away. There's more to come on the DMC Upside.
I spent the day in the shade of a tree, thinking how we best to spend this precious time that we've been given. I came to thinking that the best use of my time would be with you.
Just imagine the places we can go together. Del Mar College. Dreams delivered.
Oh, 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 oh.
Welcome back. Del Mar College science students participated in internships over the summer. These students showcased their work from local and national institutions at the 8th Annual Natural Sciences Student Poster Session.
On September 5th, Del Mar President Dr. Mark Escamilla, along with fellow faculty and students, gathered in the Garcia Building for the 8th Annual Student Poster Session.
We're here today to showcase the work that our student interns have done over the summer. And they've been at various sites throughout the country, Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, Incel in San Antonio, a site in Dallas, Kingsville, Tamu Kingsville. They've done research here in this building as well, and also the AgriLife Center here in Corpus Christi.
This event gave students hoping to gain internship opportunities a chance to reach out to various organizations not only within the Coastal Bend, but throughout the country.
It's about helping train and giving some real-life experiences to students here at Del Mar, and then give examples, hands-on examples of the types of things. And in case of one of the interns, Albie, who is working with us this year, we've had a nice opportunity to utilize her computer science skills.
In my internship, I learned mainly to be professional, to show up on time, to kind of be prepared for different things, because when I walked in, I expected to be on the computer the whole entire time. And towards the summer, I maybe went on the computer maybe for an hour the entire week.
The student interns were recognized not only for their thirst for knowledge, but for their confidence in working with higher level students.
But this past 5 years, coming up on 5 years now, in my role as president, working with faculty members individually, seeing the fruits of their labor, i.e. this event, have just reinforced my perceptions, along with my experiences, that this is nothing short of world class.
For more information on the Del Mar College Natural Sciences program, go online to www.delmar.edu/NSCI or call 361-698-1240.
The Corpus Christi chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People held a march celebrating the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. Del Mar College participated in the event.
On August 28, 2013, citizens from the South Texas area gathered along Shoreline Boulevard with representatives from the local NAACP and Del Mar College to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s historic I Have a Dream speech.
So the March on Washington was I say it was a spiritual thing. And when Martin Luther King said, America's dying of a spiritual, a moral deficit. That's basically where we are right now. People forget that the march wasn't about civil rights. Plus we forget that King wasn't the march. He was a speaker at the march. The march was all those people that came. It ain't about you and me. It's about all of us coming together to make the changes that we want to make. And unfortunately, some of that has died off. But I think we can get back to it, because I've talked to a lot of young people, and they want the same identical things that I wanted when I was there. They want a safe place to live, a reasonable house, and a family.
United We Stand, a commemoration and celebration, started with a short, symbolic walk to Cole Park, where speakers then took the stage at the park's amphitheater to address the crowd.
On behalf of the Boyd Hall chapter of the NAACP branch of Corpus Christi, Texas, we welcome you. What a beautiful display of diversity.
Today, Dr. King's historic words, I have a dream, still resonate in a nation striving for equal opportunity for all. Every day, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to serve this community and support the dreams of well over 10,000 students at Del Mar College as they pursue the vehicle to their freedom, education.
The first 500 in attendance received a special Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative shirt, and a fireworks display concluded the night's festivities. It was an enlightening and educational evening for all.
Just give the gift of life by helping other people. And do not expect anything in return. Do not expect something in return monetary. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Dr. King did that. He did that by laying down his life for blacks, whites, Hispanics, negritos, mexicanos, blues, cubanos, todos, madres, padres, tíos, abuelitas, abuelos, todos. He gave it for everybody. Not just me, not just you, but for everybody. That's how we can get involved. That's how we can make a difference. It takes one person. And look what he did with his life. He took himself, the dream, and look at it 50 years later. Awesome dream. And we still dream. Dare to dream. Dare to dream.
For more information on the Corpus Christi chapter of the NAACP, go online to corpuschristiNAACP.org. Movie reviews are next. We'll be back in 1 minute.
During emergencies, Del Mar College provides important information to students, employees, and the public using different communication methods, including the college's website, social media pages, and the local news media. As a Del Mar College student or employee, you can get first-hand notices by signing up for the DMC Alert notification system. Go to www.delmar.edu/DMC Alert. Information about the college's current emergency situation is also available by going to www.delmar.edu, calling the college's public information line at 698-1600, going to Del Mar College's Facebook or Twitter pages, checking the Caller Times website at www.caller.com, listening to broadcasts by local radio and television stations, or checking local stations' web postings. These messages include actions students and employees should take, as well as inform the public of current decisions made by college officials. Messages will be updated as determined by changes affecting the current situation.
Now it's time for movie reviews on the DMC Upside. Before there was Amityville, there was Harrisville. The Conjuring tells the true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They are world-renowned paranormal investigators who were called to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in a secluded farmhouse. Forced to confront a powerful demonic force, the Warrens find themselves caught in the most horrifying case of their lives. The Conjuring is directed by James Wan and is rated R. Woo! This movie it really blew me away because I thought, oh, I'm going to go in there and not be, afraid and scream like most of the other movies that I scream at. And it was really scary. And I was thinking about it at night and I was terrified, because it's true and it could happen. So I gave it an A+.
I like the effects that they brought in. There was a lot of debate. I've read a lot of debate on whether the events were even true or not. It doesn't matter. In the film, the way they were presented, I thought they were done very, very well. And if you're an audience member, chances are you're going to feel like you're either there or that it actually happened. I gave it an A-. Gary has a hard time growing up. Haunted by the failed attempt at a pub crawl 20 years ago, he summons his old pals back home for another challenge, which culminates at the fabled pub, The World's End. Little does Gary know that the name for the pub doubles as the dire situation facing the crew. The End of the World. Starring Simon Pegg, Nicholas Frost, and Rosamund Pike, The World's End is directed by Edgar Wright and is rated R. This movie maintains the same hilarity as the previous movies by this crew in Hot Fuzz and, well, the first one with the zombies. It was funny, and it was a witty funny, and they were able to maintain it. Now, some of the situations were, of course, outlandishly goofy, which is normally the case with these guys' movies, but they were able to use it in a different way and be able to make a good, funny movie. I gave it a B-.
I thought it was hilarious, and it's not like those movies that try too hard. Their comedy is just right, It was enjoyable. I really liked it a lot. I gave it an A-. Our next film is possibly one of the smartest and most terrifying films of the year. You're Next reinvents the genre by putting a fresh twist on home invasion horror. When a gang of masked, axe-wielding murderers descend upon the Davison family reunion, the hapless victims seem trapped until an unlikely guest of the family proves to be the most talented killer of all. You're Next stars Sharni Vinson, Joe Swanberg, and A.J. Bowen. It's rated R, and it's directed by Adam Wingard. Going into it, I kind of thought, it might be lame, because what kind of murderer really puts your next, and they, do it right, the right punctuation, everything. So I thought it was going to be kind of lame, but it was pretty good. I mean, you can imagine yourself out, at a family reunion, and, these crazy people trying to kill you, and I was scared. Both of those movies scared me, I'm sorry to say, but I gave it an A+.
Yeah, this isn't a typical teen horror movie, and it's not quite overly focused on just the terror like in the Saw movies. It blends a little bit of both. I like how it looks into the dark side of the hero's psyche. What does the hero have to do in order to help win? And a lot like the Record movies, this is focusing on the unlikely hero. And I thought it was well done. I liked the way that they developed the character of the unlikely hero. I gave it an A-. The Grandmaster, starring Tony Leung, Zhang Ziyi, and Chang Chen, tells the story of the often forgotten influence of one of America's greatest film stars, Bruce Lee. Ip Man is sent to Hong Kong for refusing to help the Japanese in post-World War II Japan. Later, revenge is sought by the granddaughter of a northern grandmaster after Ip Man has defeated him in a kung fu duel. The two fighters are left to assess their relationship, a romance seated in vengeance. The Grandmaster is rated PG-13 and is directed by Wong Kar-wai. I had to practice saying the names for these actors to make sure that I was prepared for this movie. But as far as the movie specifically, I was very impressed with the theatrical performance. A lot like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, it's very beautiful in the way it's presented, the story itself. And I think the movie did a great job of blending this theatrical beauty and storytelling along with the kung fu action. Although I was prepared to learn a lot more about the person who focused on Bruce Lee is very rarely even referenced. And it allows the movie to focus a little bit more on the romance of Ip Man. And so I thought that it was done very, very well. It is a bit of a niche movie. I gave it a B+.
Yeah, I kind of thought, it's going to be about all kung fu and I was going to get bored with it, but I liked it. I mean, the visuals were awesome. It was more like, the movie was more like a poem, I mean, it was showed a story, but it was very theatrical, like you said. I gave it an A-.
That's it for movie reviews. The DMC Upside will be right back. Stay with us.
Survival in a chemical emergency depends on getting accurate information. For the latest updates on a chemical emergency, call the info line at 826-4636. Add this number to your emergency contact list, 826-4636.
The Del Mar College Board of Regents holds regular monthly meetings on the second Tuesday of each month. These elected officials create the policies and procedures for the college.
The regular meeting of the Del Mar College Board of Regents convened on September 10, 2013. Professor of Political Science, Elizabeth N. Flores, was recognized as the 2013 Dr. Eileen Creighton Award winner.
I'm very, very honored, and it's just been a pleasure to be associated with Del Mar College as long as I have been, and as I mentioned at convocation, the association with Del Mar reaches back very far with my family. As my husband Robert, who is here today, has often said, Del Mar College for our family is a family affair, and that is certainly the case. I thank you all very much for this recognition, for this honor. I look forward to many more days and opportunities at Del Mar College. I am just overwhelmingly proud at the students that I've had the honor to teach. I learn from them every day, as I do from my colleagues.
The president of Del Mar College, Dr. Mark Escamilla, gave an update on the new Harold T. Branch Academy for Career and Technical Education.
The open house date has, I think, finally been settled. Yes, okay, for November 4th. We hope, and we're gonna go ahead and write that down. November 4th will be the open house. We tried to look for a date in October. It was really, really difficult, as all of our calendars, both CCISD and Del Mar representatives, were divergent. So we finally found a point of convergence on November 4th, whereby we will go and participate with them in this what I think is a cutting-edge, world-class partnership.
a discussion and possible action related to the purchase of property for a Southside campus location at Yorktown and Rodfield Road was presented.
This item is a historic opportunity for Del Mar College to move forward in preparation for the next 77 years that it's been in existence.
When the Board of Regents in April of 2012 challenged the administration to move forward with looking for an appropriate location for a Southside campus, the college began to identify what criteria we needed to have and to support a Southside campus presence. We're looking to plan for a campus not for the immediate needs of the college, but remember, you're planning for 50, 100, 150 years of college location.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Walter. Do we have a second?
Second.
From Todd and from Gabe. Delia, let's do a roll call vote on this one, please.
Dr. Adami?
Yes.
Mr. Boggs?
Yes.
Ms. Estrada?
Yes.
Ms. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mr. McCampbell?
Yes.
Ms. Mesbarger?
Yes.
Mr. Rivas?
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. Watts?
Yes. Motion passes unanimously.
You can watch the Del Mar College Board of Regents meetings on digital cable channel 19 in Corpus Christi every Friday at 2 p.m. and Saturday at 7 p.m. For more information, go to www.delmar.edu/Board of Regents.
Presented by the partnership between KEDT TV and Del Mar College, and sponsored by the college's Mexican American Studies program, the community was invited to a preview of the new PBS documentary series Latino Americans. This event included a panel discussion along with a question and answer session.
On September 10th, 2013, Del Mar College, KEDT TV, and the Mexican American Studies program co-hosted a 30-minute preview of the PBS documentary Latino Americans at Del Mar College's Center for Economic Development. The free event was one of a dozen taking place throughout the country, leading up to the premiere of the 3-part documentary scheduled to air on PBS in September. Attendees were welcomed by Del Mar College President Dr. Mark Escamilla, Mayor of the City of Corpus Christi, Nelda Martinez, and President and General Manager of KEDT TV, Don Dunlap.
Well, this is a great panel discussion and a viewing of an upcoming film that's going to be on KEDT, 6-hour representation of the history of Latinos in America. You know, a group that's been in this continent for 500 years, and we live in an environment where we've had television around since the 1930s, and this is the first major documentary, 6-hour documentary, done on the Hispanic experience. So we're proud to present it on PBS, and it's a great partnership with Del Mar College to have this kind of community forum here.
After the preview, there was a panel discussion moderated by Del Mar College Assistant Professor of History, Dr. Gerald Betty. The panel featured several professors of history, along with Cecilia Garcia Akers, Foundation President of the Dr. Hector P. Garcia Memorial Foundation, and daughter of the late Dr. Hector P. Garcia.
Dr. Hector was, as important as he was in the success of civil rights and veterans affairs and education and healthcare, his past has gotten lost. And, part of it I feel responsible for that, because after he died, I did not really understand the full impact of what he had done until I started doing my own research on him. Back now, how relevant he was. Back in the 40s, none of this was really talked about back then, but he was just way ahead of his time. I think it's a very relevant documentary. I think it'll be very passionate, very informative, very historical. And I think just everybody needs to know what their past says about them. And I think once you learn what your past is, it'll make you a better person.
For information on the 6-hour, 3-part television series Latino Americans, go online to www.kedt.org.
The DMC TV monthly talk show Del Mar Now has a new face. Amy Mintz, Assistant Professor of Child Development, Early Childhood, is stepping in to take over the interviewer's chair.
On October 3rd, 2013, Del Mar Now will premiere its 12th season on Del Mar TV. However, someone new will be conducting the one-on-one interviews. Amy Mintz, Assistant Professor of Child Development Early Childhood, has agreed to take over duties from previous host Amy Tilton-Jones.
I think they chose me maybe because my name's Amy also. Make things easier. Just kidding. No, I like to have a lot of energy when I'm speaking and when I'm lecturing. I'm fun, I'm energetic. I love to take on new challenges. I'm a team player is what my colleagues say. So I just roll with it. I'm like, let's do this. Yeah, all right, I'm excited.
Del Mar Now premiered in the fall of 2002 and has continued to showcase Del Mar College with informative, educational, and engaging guests.
Well, Del Mar College has a lot happening. There's programs that are new and changing and a lot of happenings in the community. The purpose of Del Mar Now is to educate, enlighten, and entertain the student population as well as the community population about resources that the Del Mar College can offer.
Monthly talk show Del Mar Now is planned by a group of faculty and staff from Del Mar College and produced by Del Mar TV. With a new host at the helm, the show promises to continue to be fun and entertaining.
I find this is going to be a fun thing for me to do, actually, so I'm more excited about doing this than I have been about other things, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Del Mar Now is on digital cable channel 19 every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 6:30 p.m. You can find more information about the show at www.delmar.edu/now.
The Student Leadership and Campus Life Office sponsored a free comedy hypnosis show. Hypnopalooza was presented at both the East and the West campuses.
We're getting ready to have a comedy hypnosis show here in just a couple of minutes at Del Mar West Campus. We're going to have some fun, get people up on stage, and turn them into stars.
For close to 20 years, board-certified hypnotists Rich and Marielle Ames have been entertaining and entrancing people all across the country. On August 27, 2013, they brought their act to Del Mar College.
I was going to be a doctor and had a hypnotist come to my campus and did a hypnosis thing, which I thought was just so totally awesome that I said, man, I got to try that. So I started learning hypnosis and eventually got my certification and decided I didn't want to be a doctor, I wanted to do this.
Del Mar Student Leadership and Campus Life Office hosted the event, providing refreshments as well as gift bags for students willing to participate.
I volunteered because I felt my whole life that I've been interested in hypnosis and I've always wondered about it and if it really worked.
At first I was excited and I wanted to volunteer. And then as I started sitting there waiting and I saw all the people walking in, I got nervous. And then once I was up there though, I told myself I could do it. So I thought it would be fun, a new experience.
From racing for the checkered flag to partying like a pop star, these students may not remember it, but they certainly rocked it.
Some of the things, yes, not all. Brittany, I didn't know about that. That's when I realized it was like, what did I just do?
I was doing what Beyonce would do, and also it was like half Beyonce, let's be Beyonce, but the other half was me just having fun.
Volunteers and audience members were mesmerized as Rich took them through a series of zany, side-splitting scenarios.
You know what? Del Mar is awesome. I love coming here. The students are awesome. They have a great time. They let go. They let loose. And these Del Mar students are great. And they have a great time, and I love coming back here.
For more information on events sponsored by the Del Mar College Student Leadership and Campus Life Office, call 361-698-1279. That concludes this edition of the DMC Upside.
The DMC Upside is on digital cable channel 19 in Corpus Christi every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m.
We're currently working on stories for our next show. We hope you'll tune in. I'm Carlos Garanzuay.
And I'm Emily Gonzalez. Thanks for watching.